name's Life Gitz, and we'll be going into the fourth map of the Valorant Champions Tour game changers for the EMEA region. Like I said, this is map 4, and before we go on, we're on Ascent, now we're on Split. If I believe correctly, the next map is it Bind? I think Bind. But, um, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. So, if you want to look at the side of Guild, which is the attacking side, they have on that breach, which is kind of interesting. Last map, G2 did run that breach, but Guild now is kind of taking over that breach status. And hey, look at that, G2 still have that breach, but in a way they kind of have a very similar lineup. But difference is that Julian is now on that Jet. She's now on that Raze, and Mimi's now on that Sage. She's on that Cypher. No solo for I don't think either side, which is kind of unfortunate. But which is also kind of unfortunate for G2 is that Guild is taking the entirety of the A site. Uh, Julian is good for two, but and Petra's also good for two, but there's still a trade game between both teams. Cinnamon versus Mimi. Cinnamon was the star player in a way of last game. Despite Smurfette being like the top fragger, she was Cinnamon was the second, and it doesn't really matter in this map, does it? Because Cinnamon still lost a gunfight against Mimi, and Mimi is able to defuse and win the round for G2. That is a pistol round in favor of G2, which of course pistol rounds are always the most important. You never want to lose them, you know. Not only because, especially if you have a flawless, you're able to keep all the pistols that you did buy, but you also get more money if you win the pistol rounds. Compared, let's say if you lose, I mean, you win more rounds. Compared, let's say if you lose, but I mean, you can see right there, Julio and Petros is coming really big there, and I think Cinnamon and I think Kim was able to get a few kills or two. Cinnamon glance, but overall, it just didn't really go in the favor of Guild, and G2 was able to win. I would commend Guild though. Their A fake going into B was really good. I don't think anyone from G2 side was holding mid though, so I'm kind of worried about that. But now you do have someone I think from is holding mid in the form of Chili on that or Chill on that Astra. But Smurfette is still on that Jet. She does make her entry into the site, but because of I believe Roxy flashing, Smurfette does find the kill on the Petrol, but she does find the kill on Chili. She's good for two, but Smurfette is dead. Mimi's also good for two, but Roxy does refrag Mimi a 2v2. G2 is on the retake, and now Roxy is just planning. It's or but Zaz with the still with fully Tildy does use up I think her concussion, so it does deny the plan from Roxy. It does waste a little more time. Julio does find a pick onto Kim and then on Roxy, and that is a round for G2. A really good round. I think if no, I think if Mimi there did not come up big and get two kills, the two kills on Smurfette, and I think um Glance, if I remember correctly, then I don't think they will have won that, but a really important kill. You can see right there, Chili also getting a kill onto Cinnamon. That's one of their entry players, but Smurfette just refragging, killing Chili and Petro, who's Flash. Of course, like I said, Mimi did come back and get two kills, but good thing is that Julian, I would also commend her. She was able to get the last two kills and was able to help her team defuse that. But Smurfette, all of Guild is able to go for more of a frag or rush here. A lot of the utilities used on the tower, but Petra still gets a kill on the Smurfette. That's a huge kill. There's not only so much utility wasted on the side of Guild, but that's also just one of your star players being lost. Mimi is good for one. Cinnamon is able to refrag, but Julio comes up big and not only takes out the spike carrier, but also is able to win, kill two people. Petro finish off Roxy, and that's another round for G2. This has been an explosive like game so far. I don't even know. Like I think besides the first round and maybe even the second, it really wasn't that quick. But that right there, like that was a rush that was completely countered by G2. And honestly, these two kills there, if Cinnamon and Galance did not stack up on each other and did not die because of the SMG from I believe Julian, then I don't know if G2 would have been able to win that. I'm not completely sure. But Guild has two players going A, or two going B. A concussion from Zaz coming in, but it doesn't defer Cinnamon and Smurfette. It seems like Smurfette and Cinnamon is going to go for more of a push, taking ground for the team to then rotate to A to easily take the sites. But so far, Mimi is able to kill Kim, who I believe is holding A. And if Mimi is able to kill Skies on the side of B, then that's the future down. But Cinnamon is able to kill Chili. Roxy is low, and for some reason Roxy doesn't take the gunfight, but wins it. Smurfette kills Julian. That's the entry factor for G2 dead, sure, but in a 3v3 situation in favor of G2 is not only because Glance dies, but also because they have the diffuser. It's going to be hard to really say if they can do much, but G2, they all rotate to keep the diffuser at bay. The last two players for the guild, Cinnamon and Smurfette, the last two players that were fragging out like that, it's possible that it can come up. It's possible for them to kill everyone like that, but because Smurfette has the knives out, I guess we call it. They do. She does give her weapon to Cinnamon, but Cinnamon falls. Smurfette is good for one, but Mimi is good for the two and make it. And she makes her 2K previously into a 4, and that is a round in favor of G2. So far, Julia, Mimi, and Petrol has been coming up so big with Cinnamon and Smurfette has been trying to max or match their aggression, but because they don't have that third player to kind of frag out like that, they haven't been able to match it. And G2 so far has been able to just kind of in a way, uh, I don't know, just 24 rounds. If you ask me, it's just kind of been the rush and that they want. They want to get this game over. They want to get these rounds and get the eco in their favor, but they just haven't put in the time in not only clearing out certain positions, but also taking the intel into account and be like, okay, where are these players? Chili, Smurf Ed, making a misplay with her crosshair gets her killed. Chili takes the first pick, and that's such an important kill because I mean, you lose your entry player, but Roxy and I believe correctly, Kim is trying to make a play onto P. Um, all of or majority of I guess gonna say Guild is on here, but you do have Cinnamon trying to take out Chili. That's mid. Cinnamon is able to take out Chili and is able to take Tower easily. Kim is good for one as well. Glaze as well. And a majority of the and all of G2 on B has fallen, but Gino being able to find a pick, being able to find a second with a rocket launcher with the ult, and now it's a 2v2 situation in favor of Guild because of the post plan time is ticking. Junior was trying to find the frag, but because of Glance flashing ability, Glance is able to kill Junior. Zaz is able to refrag, but you now have breach versus breach, and unfortunately, Glance takes the gunfight and is unable to win against Zaz, and Zaz is able to win. Is able to kill the damage and hurt and honestly bleeding Glance, and that's the fifth round in favor of G2. We haven't seen this so far against G2 versus Glance in this current series. It's always been either 3 rounds or 4 rounds going in favor. I feel like I'm spitting. It's either 3 rounds or 4 rounds going in favor of G2 or Guild, and then G2 or Guild, whoever's on the opposite side of that is able to win. Um, you can see that flash right there was really good from Glance, killing out Julian. You can see that she just didn't really know what to do. But Zaz was trying to take the advantage that her ult, I think, or one of her abilities, her concussive ability, gave. And unfortunately, Zaz is just better. She kind of predicted it in a way, and she was able to win the gunfight. Maybe I shouldn't say predicted because, I mean, to be honest with you, Glance was low. But yeah, Guild now takes her timeout. 5 consecutive rounds in a row. This is on the map that you need to win. You need to win this in order for you to stay in a series, right? You win if Guild wins his map. We go to fifth. We go to Bind, if I believe correctly, is the last map. And I mean, I don't know necessarily the statistics on that, but it leaves at least a chance for both teams to win the series. Of course, you have to go to the last map for that. And G2 so far, they weren't able to translate Ascend into a game series win. But it's possible that with this performance, with this explosive performance from G2, they might be able to translate split into a map win, but also a series win. All of guide is now, or majority of guild, my apologies, is on A. But Julio with the rocket launcher, with the ult, and with the Phantom, is able to just take out Cinnamon and Smart Fed, the two entry players, and Glance is able to refrag on the Julio, but unfortunately damage has been done. Your star players, those two players that you expect to make ground, is not there, and now you have to rely on Roxy, Kim, and Glance to make that ground. They did, or my apologies, G2 has lost Junio, who's been doing a really good, and Kim playing tower, taking tower, and then taking tower stairs, killing Mimi, unexpected Mimi, was good for inside of guild, but um, Petro coming back to B if I'm or A if I remember correctly to refire Julio in a 4v3 situation in favor of G2, but the plan has gone down, and because of oh no the mid the oh no the shots was missed from the side. I think it was Kim, and despite Kim having the advantage and being able and stunning two players, she was able to translate that into a kill. Glance was there to get one, but in a 3v2 situation, G2 was able to keep the main advantage in their favor. But time is ticking, and Julia was trying to make the play. She knows where two players are, but same with Guild. Zaz is trying to defuse, and Julio is just trying to waste as much time as possible. But because they buys, they stack onto each other, Julio was able to find both kills, and that is a 4K for Julio, and the sixth round win for G2 consecutively. G2 has been dominating this half, and now you only have 6 more rounds in order for Gil to come back and make this to where it's a 6-6. But I don't know. I'm not sure. It's possible that the 3-9 curse, for those who don't know, the 3-9 curse is where the losing team is 3 and the winning team is 9. But because you're only 6 rounds away, you're able to win a bunch of rounds for some reason. I don't know. It's kind of a urban legend, I guess you can call it. I don't want to say urban legend, but I don't know. I've experienced it myself though. It's weird, but Guild, they now are going for more of I want to say a passive play. If that makes sense. Um, they have Kim and Smurfit. They're at A. They before the mates were Cinnamon and Smurfit was at A. They kind of were like, okay, let's have these two players go in. Or I'm guessing from their mind, so they were like, okay, let's have these two players kill everyone in A, take that ground, and have everyone from B rotate all the way to A, or at least find these frags. And because Cinnamon wasn't there to make ground, they had to rely on Rox or Kim to make the ground. But now they changed their plans. Now Kim's with Smurfed and Roxy's with the mid control, the mid players. It seems like they're going to go for a mid play, but I don't know why Cinnamon has a diffuser, but she's able to find the kill on the Chili, and that's actual the G2's actual dying. That's an important player you want to keep because of all that utility, but also because now Cinnamon has the Vandal. Junio is good for one taking out Smurfit, and it seems to be an A push here. Um, Mimi, if you want to look on your map, is just far away from the team. But Julio has found herself into elbow, but it quickly dies. 4v2 situation that G2 is in, and it's in favor of Guild post plant. I mean, you have two ARs, but all of them also have two ARs. And with the flash coming in from Sky, she's able. Roxy's good for one, but then dies from Petro. It's possible that Petro might just save here, might find a pick or two, do some eco damage. Um, it's completely possible. I mean, if you do some eco damage here, if you kill Cinnamon, for instance, that's a good thing. But Petro does not have any of the intel on any of the guild players besides I think Cinnamon, and unfortunately for her, she looks the wrong way and dies, and that is a round win for guild 6-7 in favor of G2 of course, but it's possible that guild can use this round, can use this one small round in order for them to kind of come in use the momentum from that to win more and more and more and more and more rounds. And it's possible because on the side of Guild, it's a full buy. The eco is not too great. You have Smurf and Glance that are below 1,000, but everyone else from Guild is above 1,000. But everyone on the side of G2 have pistols, shares, or classics. And this is just kind of a save round for them, honestly. Um, but G2 is going to try to waste as much utility, try to find the round win here. Um, Guild has cleared out vents, but not fully. They haven't cleared at the bottom of vents. They have taken tower, but now it just seems like they're trying to see what they can do. They do have their Astral playing A main for a flank for any possible G2 flankers. Same thing with Breach, but the thing about it is that you have your Breach that has a diffuser. Glance has a diffuser. I'm not sure if that's the right play. I think everything should be with Sky or even to some extent Reyna, but I'm not sure. G2 is trying to take enough, but Julia with the grenade is able to force any players back off. But no, the trigger discipline from the side of Chile gets him one kill. Cinnamon does kill him, but there is the decent amount of damage dealt. Zaz has like no health, or my apologies. I should look at Cinnamon. Cinnamon has like 6 armor left. She does have her all of her health, but right now I think if anything, the overheal really helped her there. Um, I think she has used her ult. I'm not completely sure, but Julio finding at least some damage onto, I believe that's Roxy. Yeah, a 4v4 in a post play situation. I forgot to call that. I hate how I had to do this with like I hate that I have to do this one, dude. But Roxy with the AR is able to kill Petrol. Zaz is able to refrag. I'm assuming grabbing up AR from the dead player. Simon is good for one, but and Glance is good for two. G2 just isn't able to do anything, and a third kick coming in from Simon and makes it to where well. I was right. It's possible that Guild can come back from this. In the next now 4 rounds, that Guild can win all of these different rounds and just take them. And it's possible. It's possible. Right there, that was such like I think honestly I don't know I don't know how that Roxy did not got dinged right there in the head. I think if anything it was I think if anything, it was the bird being shot, not the actual player, and just took the bullet. I think that's actually really important. I mean, and also think if the right click was not nerfed, because for those who don't know, in this latest patch, um, the right click got nerfed. If the right click did not got nerfed, it's possible that right there that Chili would have gotten like 2K, 3K right there, and broken the entire back of the guild attack. Right, it's completely possible. But Guild, I mean, that was last round, and now this is this round. Guild is able to find themselves, or my apologies, Smurfit and Cinnamon is able to find themselves into Vent, and they're now pushing them. They're trying to take their advantage, and unfortunately for Petra, I don't know how you lose that, but Smurfit is able to find the kill onto Petra. Smurfit is like almost dead, sure, but Cinnamon does find the kill on the Julio. Mimi is trying to refrag, but Kim, just the timing from Mimi's popping the ult was bad, but Mimi was still able to get some intel. All of G2 knows that everyone from Guild side is on B, but now Guild is just gonna play it safe. Um, Glance and Kim does have their ults, and no more utility from Asha, sure, and she's also on 10, but you're still in a 3v2 situation in G2 side. I mean, what can you do? You still have your two ults, sure, and you also have some of the utility. You still have your like some of your smokes and stuff, sure, but I mean, you just saw the ult from Glance is being used, just denying plant. I believe that's Smurfette. Yes, Smurfette is taking an initiative and finds the kill on the Smurfette. 3v1 situation that the G2 is in, and G2 is just gonna Zaz is gonna try to save. I don't blame her. I really would have done the same thing. I think really the one thing that's been going on for these past few rounds, if you ask me, the reason why Guild's been able to win these last 3 rounds is I mean Smurfit and Cinnamon is able to find initiative. They're able to find those kills, but it's also that G2 they don't really know where how you say it, they don't. It seems like they don't even know where Guild is playing. If you want to look back on the ICEBOX and Breeze, you can see. I mean, G2 was playing on site. G2 was playing exactly on site, and it seems like now G2 is letting Guild, to some extent at least, to gain enough ground for them to feel like they're comfortable. But then G2 is trying to take that away from them, be like, yeah, no, you're all dead now. But Guild is expecting it. Guild in a way is predicting it, and because of Guild kind of playing a little more passive. I mean, if you want to go back to Icebox and Breeze, Guild was playing very aggressive. I mean, they're trying to take as much ground as they can. They're trying to rush the same way, try to kill all these players, and now you can see Guild, they're taking their time, they're calming down, and that's what most likely G2 is saying. That's at least what I'm expecting their coach to say. They're like, okay, they're playing safe, they're chilling. Well, some other people like Cinnamon and Smurfette comes in and kills literally everyone, or at least takes enough ground for them to be able to kind of I want to say flank, but it's able to just kill at least a few G2 players. They're also able to kind of come in and take enough ground for them to be able to plant. But their guild so far has just been making it to where G2 is just, I mean, G2 just hasn't been that comfortable. And right now, actually, you can see Guild is going for a rush here. And unfortunately, Roxy, unfortunately for G2, was able to frag out and get two. Zash is good for one, but dies due to Kim. And I mean, a 2v4 situation, I mean, they just rush. And we just saw a complete like playstyle difference right there. Before this timeout, before in round 9 and 8 and 7, you saw that Guild was playing a little more passive, but you still have Cinnamon and Smurfette coming in and making these plays, making these aggression, I guess you can say. And then now you see here, everyone on the side of Guild just played so like aggressive. Mimi is good for one, but Cinnamon is good for two, and right there, I mean, what can you do? I mean, post-match situation, you're in a 2v4 situation, you can maybe, if anything, kill one player, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I think I don't want to say there's no one on the side of G2 being able to frag, but it's really Guy has just been, or Guild has been able to find these picks, right? They've been able to find these first picks and translate that into a round. I mean, if you want to look at G2, why they won their first 6 rounds, they won their first 6 rounds because every single round, if I believe correctly, every single round, every single 6 round, or I'm sorry, round 1 to 6, they were able to find first pick, and now is the same thing with God. But Julia finds the first pick. Smurfette does refrag. Zaz kills Smurfette in a 4v0 situation that guy is in, but Guild still has enough ground to do something. But Zaz and Shill tells them no, shuts down the attack from Guild. The timeout didn't really work too much, but since now Guild has kind of come back to their more aggressive, their more aggro, gun heavy, up in your face play, G2 knows how to counter this, and because they're able to know how to counter this, Mimi gets the last kill on the Kim, and without, I mean, honestly, without G2 kind of playing together, and I'm going to say it right now, playing directly on site, because it seemed like G2, they weren't directly playing on site in a way, but they were at the same time. It doesn't really make sense. It more like they were playing backside, or they're holding only one or two important positions, but that's it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, of course. But you went up against, you're now going up against a guild that was aggressive, and then they try to be aggressive again, but then G2 kind of called it. They're like, okay, they're gonna most likely play aggressive again. Let's play more directly on site. Let's stack up on B, and they were able to predict it well, taking a round from Yield. At 4-7 split right here, and I mean, if G2 is able to win this, it's a 4-8 right there. It's a 4-8 in favor of G2. If Guild is able to take this, that's a 5-7, and it's still very possible for Guild to take this. But right now, Guild is playing a little more passive. They went back to what the round, the play style they were playing back in, if I believe correctly, round 9, round 8, round 7, where they play a little more passive, and then they would just explode on site when everyone is ready. The over aggressive Petrol it got killed. Smurfette being able to catch that aggression, that was kind of a misplay from Petro. But Smurfette not checking her angles, dies. Chili is good for 3, but Cinnamon is on site. Kim does kill Chili, the person who just got 3K. It's a 2v2 situation. That's a hero play and a half in a way from Chili. That was also a must-need play because so far G2 didn't have a sick player. They needed a sick player to frag out and kill everyone. And unfortunately for them, I mean, unfortunately for a guild, they, I mean, Chili just popped up and just fragged out like that. And unfortunately, how do you say it? Julia did not checking her angles. Um, Zaz did, but unfortunately, Zaz was not able to win the gunfight. Kim wins the gunfight against Julian, a Julian without any intel on the last player, and that is a round for Guild. That is the first half gone, and has of now a 7-5 split in favor of G2. Sure, but I mean that round right there was a perfect example of why Guild has been able to, or not, I don't want to say a perfect example, but it is a perfect example that G2 could have easily clutched this, but at the same time, G2 needs those star players in a way to frag out like that. Sure, Julian has been doing enough damage. Sure, she's not doing too terrible, but where's everyone else on G2? What are they doing? Um, I don't want to say that I don't want to say the steam's out for majority of the members of G2. I mean, we saw Chili there. I mean, Chili wasn't even fragging out the first two rounds or first two maps, and then on the Ascent and Split, she kind of just fragged out like that. Julian is good for one, taking out Roxy, but Smurfette is able to refrag. That is very much terrible because you lose your skies, and I don't think she was even able to use her dog. I think she was only able to use one of her flashes. But G2 explodes onto site. Smurfette is good for three though, denying the any type of playing opportunity. But Zaz kills two, and she's like, no, you want to frag out, I'm gonna frag out as well. Zaz plans, and Zaz in this round has done so much for her team. She's not only taking out Smurf Ed and Glance. Two players have been doing pretty good this past map, but also is able to plan. Um, Mimi does have the intel on knowing that there's a player on tower or heaven, but Mimi isn't able to win the gunfight against Kim. It's a 2v1 situation, and honestly, Zaz is surrounded. Nothing that Zaz can do, and that is a round win for Guild. A pretty good retake right there. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, that was a pretty even retake. Pretty even like minute, I guess we can call it that, a post plan right there. I think anyone really could have taken it. I think if Mimi win her gunfight against, I believe it was Kim, then I mean, right there, what can you do? And don't get me wrong, Smurfette came out big. She killed Julian, the aggressive Julian, who was trying to make ground, who was trying to take that ground, and just denied it. And but also was able to kill Petron and I believe Chili. And Zaz did come big up for a round, for the round, but Mimi right there, if you ask me, Mimi was really like the one player that needed to get a kill. If there was any player that needed to get a kill, it was Mimi. Sure, you can say that. Well, Julian needed to get a kill on Smurfit, but that you know that's something that we can kind of argue about. But Smurfit coming up big for two, Cinnamon coming up for three, and that's just a really quick round on the side of Guild. A 7-7 has, and while I was kind of rambling on how the last round was, you just saw right there Cinnamon is worth it, coming big up for their team, especially Cinnamon. Cinnamon has been kind of more quiet for the past, like, I think 3-4 rounds. And then that round, the round 14, she just explodes. Smurfette is just doing her Smurfette things. Then Cinnamon comes up and says, no, screw you, and kills everyone on the side of, or kills 3 out of the 5 players on the side of G2. And G2 is just falling here. I haven't mentioned the eco yet, so I'll mention the eco. The EQ is in favor of G2. It is. Because everyone on the side of Guild has Spectres. Everyone on the side of G2 has Phantoms and a Vandal. Right? And I don't know. These teams are pretty even. I want to say that right now. The teams are pretty even. Um, I will say it right now, but I will cast the game. I will cast the game how it is. Smurfette leaving her position on to Rams. Petro just I don't think she's checking her heaven, but I think there's a smoke that went off in heaven. G2 was able to take the entirety of A, but Smurfette is able to refract and kill Julian. Julian right now just haven't been having a good play game so far on this map. I mean, sure, she was able to find a decent amount of frags, but I mean, she wasn't able to do much. And with the Hashel ult and the Beach ult coming in, uh, G2 players are just falling by the wayside. Zaz getting swarmed and killed by Roxy, and now in a 2v4 situation, G2 has to deny enough time in order for them to waste. But unfortunately for them, Roxy's here. Roxy gets a 3K. Cinnamon is also able to get a kill, and um, Guild is able to win another round. And we've seen this before. If Guild has the round count against G2 and G2 does not immediately take it back, Guild has won the game. So far in this series, we have seen that. And you can even see right there, Julio is going 16 and 13. So yeah, sure, Julio is doing a decent amount of work, sure, but it's more spread out because there's rounds like the last round, round 15, where she hasn't gotten any kills and she was a first entry. And before we saw on especially Breeze and ICEBOX that Julian was just getting these first picks after first picks after first picks, and now it seems to switch to the side of Guild side being Smurfette and Cinnamon. And I'm kind of worried for G2 here. If G2 loses this, then I think the momentum can go in favor of Guild. But Julian with a really nice one tap on Cinnamon. That's the top fragger currently for Guild dead. And now G2 is just holding their ankles because they don't have to. They don't have they are attacking, but I was gonna say they are not attacking. They're defending. I'm sorry, but now they're trying to push. But Glance is able to flash a few people, but it's only short term since Zaz kills Glance. But Glance is good for one. Junio with the sheriff is ready for any aggression at the tower. Roxy is able to kill Zaz, but because of the astral smoke, that Junio isn't able to do anything. I don't think anyone knows where Junio is, but Roxy guesses and kills Junio. Chili is good for one refract, and Kim is trying to defuse, and with the cover from Smurfit, she's able to. And unfortunately, G2 is unable to deny the plan. And right there, that's a kill in favor of, or that's a round in favor of Guild. Everyone from Guild dies. Sure, you do some damage from the eco inside of G2, but and you're also able to keep a gun in the form of Chili, sure, but I mean, right there, I think I will call the timeout. I will definitely call the timeout. Right here, we have seen Gil take 4 to 5 consecutive rounds, or my apologies, 5 rounds. This is said right there, 5 consecutive rounds, right there. They took him 5 rounds in a row. If I was you two, I will call a timeout as well. I think it's a little bit late. I think they should have called it by the time that Guild has taken round. I think it was round 15, and it was an 8-7 split. But I mean, hey, at least they're doing it now, better late than never, right? I want to say right here right now is that I want to see. I genuinely want to see like if like the difference between G2 having a Viper and a Jet. Could we say that's compared to, let's say, um a Breach or Astra and Earth, right? I'm very interested in it because Smurfit has been able to leverage this jet and the ability not only with her ult having knives, just basically just a free gun, but also just the movement that you can have with G2 or with I said G2 with Jet. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't really know what to say, but the one thing I could say is that Julian taking ground really early for the side of G2. I'm not sure if Guild expected G2 to go for a push, if there was like a misread there, or if Guild allowed G2 to kind of take that ground. I think it was more of a misplay if anything. But Smurf is able to come up with a flank along with her team. I think it was Cinnamon take out Zaz, the 5v4 situation that G2 is in. Chili is good for one, but isn't good for two. But Julian Petro does refrag a 3v4 situation in here, and Petro is just going up big and is trying to find these kills for all of G2. And a 3v1 situation that Kim is in, she's unable to find any frags, and that's 9-8 in favor of G2, or in favor of Guild. My apologies. G2 has stopped the bleeding and stopped the consecutive rounds that Guild has been gaining over the time, the momentum that I've been gaining over the time. But it's possible that either momentum for both teams are kind of at the same level, or the momentum is still in the side of Guild. But the one thing that is not in the side of Guild um, is the eco. Their eco, yeah, sure, they have a full buy here, but well, actually, no, I shouldn't even say a full buy. I have like more like 75% buy. If that's even a term. Compared, let's say, G2, they have, if they lose this round, they have to go on a half buy, sure, but at least they didn't have the ability of doing that. If Guild loses this round, then they have to go on a also a half buy or just use their pistols, right? Or at least have 1, 2 people on pistols, right? And to be fair, all these players are really talented. But Simon catching a unexpected chili fleeing, I think that was like near mid, a really bad timing and someone a misplay from Chili just looking at Amy right there. But that's okay though because G2 is now in a post-plan situation. Guild is gathering up their forces to kind of retake, but Mini goes big and kills two. Roxy's able to refract, but Julio does kill Smurfette going on the flank. That's big because if you do not kill that flanker, then that means that flanker is able to kill is able to kill not only Julio but also maybe another player and another player and another player. And Cinnamon is trying to retake, but Zaz and Julio going big. Julio for the 2K, Mimi for the 2K as well, and then of course Zaz on the one, and right there is another round one for G2. The reason why G2 was able to win that is because of rush. Guild did not. I don't know. It was this round and last round, but it just seems like Guild was misreading G2's play right here, and now we get a timeout from Guild. A really good timeout from Guild's. I don't know if Guild has a coach. Does Guild have a coach? Do they? I don't know, but that's fine. That is fine. But it's 9-9. These teams are kind of to some extent, but if you look on the side of Guild's economy, not that great. If anything, you're gonna have Spectres, guaranteed. Cinnamon can go for I do believe Cinnamon is gonna go for a Vandal here. Um, I'm not completely sure though. I think it's possible, but I think they're gonna go for more of a half buy, go for SMGs and sheriffs and kind of chill with that compared to let's say G2 where they have ARs, but I guess kind of trying to predict what Guild was talking about. They're trying to use that as more of a give the Guild players a break and maybe talk all over strategy. Be like, okay, Smurf, you cannot always go for the flank. You have to be with your team because Smurf was going for the flank, but she was going on the flank for herself, right? Um, but then she just died by Julio or Julian without having any players refragging her, right? Which it was a big thing. Um, I think maybe it's possible that they were talking about how like maybe they shouldn't go for as many flanks or they should go for a heavy flank and just have more players than one going for that flank onto the attack turning defense, I guess we call it. Smurfette does have her nice. She is able to catch Julio, but Julio is able to catch her first, and unfortunately, with the death of Smurfette, Julio does get her ult. It is kind of wasted, but Chili's also good for two. Kim does refract when the 4v2 situation post plan. We've seen it so many times from both G2 and Guild. I don't think it's possible for Guild to do anything. Guild does have some utility. Um, Same thing with Roxy, but I don't know. Roxy's good for one, taking out Julian with a really nice sheriff one tap, and Mimi is able to kill Kim. 3v1 situation, and we've seen it so many times. I don't think Roxy's not going to do it. We can say this is a 9-10 round difference in favor of G2. If anything, Roxy is going to be able to take out Claire, but no, unfortunately for her, she isn't able to take out Mimi or any of the last three remaining players, the last three remaining G2 players, and that is a round win in favor of G2. You can see now Julio popping off now. I mean, that's good, but it was kind of the question that we had earlier. How is G2 going to be able to defend this? How is G2 able to make their attack work? And one, I want to say that Guild's defense has been the greatest, but you can also see that Chili's coming up big. Chili's coming up big. Mimi's coming up big, and Julian is able to grab so much ground to the point where even if she does die, sure, you want her to get at least one kill, but if she does die, then hey, at least you got in that ground. But so far, it seems like it's possible that Guild is trying to read a B push, but Maybe they're trying to fake no players being on A. I'm not completely sure, but everyone from G2 side, or at least majority of people on G2 side, is going for A. Of course, they do have a player and Roxy trying to play A, but with the call coming out from Roxy and also the kill, they all of Guild knows that G2 is here over at A. But if you want to look at your mini map, Chili is possibly going for Lurch. She's more going for that Lurch, going for that entry, but. Now all of Guild is kind of gonna be, yeah. It seems like they don't even know what they're doing. There's Reina and I believe Kim on B, and then Smurfit on event, and then just the last two players from in Glance and Roxy just being on A, and it's kind of weird because I don't know. G2 kind of took it slow. I guess that's the reason why they're taking this slow. But with the cipher cage going up, it's possible that they might know that Guild might know what is going on. Mimi's good for one, but Roxy does refract. Kim also refracts, and well, right there is just a round win in favor of Guild. 10 seconds left, and nothing that G2 can do. A 4K coming out from Roxy, and that is a round needed for Guild. They're keeping it close. G2 and Guild is keeping it close. The reason why I say it's a needed round for Guild, I'm not necessarily saying that for the economics. It's just or the eco. It's just more or less to keep the round close, right? That if you need to, you were able to go into that overtime, right? G2 does not want to go to overtime. They want to win this map. They want to win this map now. That's just how it is, right? Um, but G2 is also giving a lot of respect to the Guild. They're giving a lot of respect to the Guild's defense. Maybe too much defense. I'm not completely sure, but the early dog from Roxy does spot out a Cypher cam, but is unfortunately wasted in a way. But they do know that there's no players coming in for A. That's a good part. The Guild does know that. But missed shots coming in from I believe Kim and Zaz makes it where no one dies. And it seems like they're going to go for more of a B push. But from anything we can see a call coming in, make it rotate into A. But it does seem like a B push. Right here. G2 early on is able to take vent, which is a good thing, but are they able to take tower? I mean, we know that tower is not even clear. On tower stairs, there's a player, so tower's not completely clear. Now it is player coming from Glance going to alleyway, and another player playing, I think it's Cubby, I think is what it's called, or backside. There we go. Julio's good for one. Cinnamon is also good for one, but Mimi and Chili just refracting kills everyone on the side, or kills a lot of players on the side of the guild. In 2v4 situation, it's not an impulse play. Sure, Chili is good for one, but Smurf is able to refract, and right there is a round that G2 also needed. If they want to win this round, I mean, both every round is important, don't get me wrong. But right there, the only reason why G2 was able to win that is because Guild did not know where any of the G2 players are. They kind of lost sight of the G2 defense, and if you ask me, I feel like Glance to some extent kind of retreated a little bit too quickly. I think if she stayed on tower, then maybe something could have happened. But I understand. Maybe I'm just high. I'm not completely sure. But right there, I mean, Gil just kind of predicted the B push, and they kind of just predicted wrong. And now, I mean, or they're predicting the A push, and they just predicted wrong. A frag coming out from Roxy and Smurfit kills two players. Mimi is able to refrag. Julio dying. That's a really important player because you want Julio to make ground, and unfortunately, she isn't able to. Mimi is good for two, and Mimi's able to keep it close. The good thing about Mimi is that she's not only a support player, but she's also a fragger. She's able to keep it close, and despite her being on that cipher, I mean, it's a really good thing because you want your supports being able to refrag for your entries. Um, the one thing I will say about the lineup about this, I haven't talked about it yet, but I feel like the lineup about G2 is not bad. I don't think it's also good because you don't really have an initiator that can give you guaranteed into lifestyle like Sky. Let's say Guild having that Sky. Sure, you have Breaches, who's a really good operator. I said operator agent, who just right now helped take ground. If Saz did not use one of her abilities, I think it was like her. I want to say concuss because I've been saying that for a lot. It did not use I want to say Molly in a way. Then the round that G2 has been able to take and that close play might not be able to happen. Chili is good for one, killing out Cinnamon. G2 is all good, and I'm sorry, I kind of just started to watch the game, and I was gonna call it other people were gonna come to elbow, but seems like G2 knew that first, and that's a kill in favor, and that's a round in favor of G2. G2 is now in match point. If G2 is able to win this next round, and it's completely possible because they have ARs, they have all of it, right? They have everything, right? And if you want to look at Guild is on the half bite. They all have specters with Glance having a stinger. We haven't seen a stinger that much, and I don't think the entirety of the EMEA. To be fair, I haven't even watched the EMEA. This is the first time doing this, but I really need P. I really hope this is out fast. But on the side of G2 though, or talking about G2, G2 is just trying to find a pick or trying to find a ground into A. But Sentiment says no. With help, I think from Roxy is able to blind Junio and Petro, killing the Jet or my apologies, the Sage that hasn't so far been able to use her ult just purely because she's been dying so quickly. I'm kind of worried because Petro's been dying very very quickly, and it's a 5v3 situation that G2 is now in. It seems like Cinnamon has just kind of turned up, made a play, and it was able to successfully be able to do that. The Sky ult from Guild comes in, nothing really huge right there. But they do have some intel. It seems like G2 is more dedicated to its A push than anything, but there are two players playing mid and then two and they're playing B. Smurf is ready for any like B pushes or anything like that. But Chili is good for one taking out Cinnamon. She was on low health, so we can't blame him for being able to take that. But that's and Mimi is also able to find kills. They have officially have taken B, and it's funny because the last three players of G2 was able to kill three players on the side of Guild, and now the 3v2 situation. The cards are reversed. Now Guild is on the back foot, and Guild just lost. Mimi and Zaz coming up big in that one round was able to win the map, and not only that was not only win the map, but also the entire series, the grand final for G2 Gozen, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why Valorant is fucking great. Same thing with a lot of games, but you know. Oh, I really need this. It's weird, but uh, thank you guys so much for watching this consecutive series I've been doing. Just reviewing all the or casting all the EMEA grand finals. My apologies. I say my apologies for splitting it all up, but if you made it to this video, I just want to ask in the comments and leave this down in the comments. I just said ask in the comments, whatever. Uh, I just want to ask you guys if you want a more longer video, a longer style video of me just casting all the games, like let's say it's a best of 3 or best of 5, me putting all of the games into one video, one long video, and then me putting it out, or do you want more of a one map we cast and then, or let's say best of 5 in this case, 4 videos. Do you want one long video or do you want 4 videos in this example? But I'm just stuttering. I'm sorry, but um, either way, hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. I will be making a prediction video on the South America and Brazil finals along with casting videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Remember, this is the weirdest content that you'll watch. And yeah, officially peace.